everybody. Welcome to the Glow Zoomcast. I have Doula Kyy with me here today. That's Doula Kyy, Kyy of Crowning Birth. Doula Kyy, welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Tell us where you are.
I am located in New Jersey, specifically Newark, New Jersey, Essex County.
Awesome. And we found each other through Instagram, where I feel like, especially in quarantine, most of the people find each other who are not living in the same house and don't already know each other. So I found you there, and I was so excited about some content that you were producing that was really, really inspiring to me. So it sort of started with birth and being interested in the work that you were doing in the birth field. And then it really, you had this one story that I happened to catch that was talking about your approach to manifesting your goals and dreams. And it was so uplifting and inspiring. And I've actually mentioned it in a previous Zoomcast with my friend Jamie Bogert. And so I'm just super, super pumped to be talking to you because I feel like I'm talking to a famous person.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And I did see that you basically caught on to that video, and we started talking more about it, and I really you motivated me, honestly, and I'm glad that you did feel inspired from that video.
Yay, that's awesome. That's so awesome. We were definitely in that moment together. Yeah. So you're based in New Jersey and you have this Instagram account. Tell us a little bit about where you are on your career path and what you're focusing on right now.
Okay, so currently I'm on two career paths. One being in the nursing field, one being in birth work. In the nursing field, I actually just finished level 1. I have 4 levels to do at nursing school. I'm expected to graduate next year. And I'm on the road to become an RN. And currently in birth work, I'm starting my own business, Crowning Births. I've been advertising a lot on social media, but didn't, start taking clients or anything like that, just promoting myself more. So I'm on the road to open up my own business soon in the next couple of months.
I love that you're so committed to building the foundation of your business before kind of opening up your doors, your virtual doors, because it will give you so a much smoother experience in terms of the administration, in terms of the promotion. And when you feel really good about what the process is, like the intake process for your clients, and when you feel really good about your website and everything, it's like the energy flows there, it's like where your energy flows, the money goes, And so I love that you're doing that. I think that's really, really wise. How did you decide tell us about how you decided to get into birth work? What was your inspiration there?
So I went to a university in Philadelphia. It was actually called Philadelphia University. Now it's called Thomas Jefferson University. They combined it with a medical school. And I was going there, and in my work study program, I had a supervisor. Her name was Ali Stefanik. And basically, she was telling me all the time, I have this person, I believe the lady name on Instagram is Jamie Midwife, and if I'm not mistaken. And she kept telling me to go visit her, and I can meet these doulas and these birth workers. I just never had time. I was taking 18 credits, community outreach coordinator. I was a cheerleader for about 2 years, shadowing, volunteering, trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do. I was volunteering at chiropractic offices, Temple University, Thomas Jefferson University, hospitals, and just volunteering, shadowing, trying to figure out what I want to do. And she kept telling me to go visit this midwife, but I never did. I never got a chance to. In the 4 years that I was there, I never got a chance to go visit. And then I came home. I graduated 2018. I came home in 2019. No, I came home in 2018, but in 2019, I went over a friend's house, and I saw that he had all these birth worker books, breastfeeding books, pregnancy. I was like, why do you have all this stuff? And he was like, my mom is a doula. Oh my gosh, that moment was just like, I lit up, and I'm just started asking so many questions because it came back to me from what happened in Philadelphia. So then he was like, oh yeah, you can talk to her. And then when we started talking, she was like, I have a program for you that can train you. You can become a doula. And I just called on right then and there. At this time, I had not applied to nursing school. I had not did anything with nursing. I knew I was going to apply nursing school, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. Honestly, I remember back in Philadelphia at school, I was crying to my mom. I don't know what I want to do. I went to school to become a pediatrician, and I didn't want to go to medical school at that point after having these different experiences. I talk a lot. I'm sorry.
Hello, that's the only reason that you're on here is to talk. So please don't stop.
I love my journey and my growth. So
that makes me so happy. Go more. I'm so into it. Don't stop.
Yes. So anyway, I got into the program. I got trained. Today I actually sent off my packet to get certified as a doula. It takes about a year with all these different trainings and classes and things like that. And also working under the program and obtaining at least 5 births you have to do. And I did all of that, and now I sent off my packet, so I should be getting, a certification within the next month or so, a couple of weeks. And so from there, that's when birth work started, from the training. And just one day I woke up and I'm like, I need to do something for me. And first my business name was Touching Tones. I didn't like it as I kept going. And then I just started the Instagram. I started from 0 followers. Now I'm at 400 almost. Am I at 400? Yes, I'm at 400. And I just came up with the name Crown and Births. I love crowns. I feel like all women are queens. I feel like a crown is just powerful to me, and it's empowering. And that's how I chose that name. I love crowns. Crowns are my thing.
I mean, it's so regal. And also it's a double entendre. Also, you have crowning, right? Crowning is also a very exciting, important, specific birth moment. It's such a brilliant name. It really is brilliant.
And when I had my first birth and I saw the head crown, I was like, wow. And just to go a little deeper into my first experience as a birth worker, I wasn't confident. I didn't know what I was doing. I went in and I would tell the mom every prenatal visit, I don't know what I'm doing, but how does this feel? Are you okay? Are you comfortable? This is my first time doing it. And I would keep telling her. And then I would go back and talk to my family members, and they'll say, don't tell her that you're not confident, just do it. And because then, you will feel that you're not confident. So I just did it. Then I went to the birth, and I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I did it. I got it done. The mom trusted me. She felt empowered. And I was going through other things when I was doing that birth too. I even, not to be, out there, but I got on my cycle during that time. I had to leave the room and do what I had to do. And I was going through a lot of things myself, but I still supported that mom. And I still talk to her to this day. I actually met with her last week. And we was just going over, we always review what happened during that first birth. And the whole birth journey is empowering to me, and I love talking about it. So I'm going to end right here.
Oh my gosh. I love talking about it. I love hearing about it. Isn't it? So you're talking about your cycle, right? Your menstrual cycle?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That is real. That is so real. That is so common. Not only for somebody in the birth room to start a cycle, like if your hormones are kind of like in that right time window, when you're at birth around those pheromones of the birthing person, but then also for your flow, if you're already flowing, to get heavier while you're at birth. I just think it's so fascinating the ways that you really see the ways that our communication between each other, just as humans, it's like we have this other sense that we've kind of like been domesticated out of actually being conscious of, that's really running the whole show and the way that we're relating to each other. And it's really, I think that's like so interesting and totally right on. And I haven't thought about that in a while. So you were saying that when you were in the birth and you were just super transparent about, listen, like, I don't know what's up. And I think that's so cool, Kyy, because actually that's how it should be for every birth you attend. Every birth you attend, you should approach it like, this is your birth. I am here to serve you, right? And if you're a midwife, I am here. I am with woman. You're the woman I'm with. I am here to serve you. So does this feel good? Like always going in, like from a Buddhist perspective, always going in with a beginner's mind, I think that like there's actually a deep wisdom to owning that and being confident in it and kind of not losing that.
And the mom, she was pretty understanding. We talked about to this day, and she's just like, I'm glad you told me that, you know, because now I can trust you because I know you're going to be honest with me. And it was an experience that she loved, and, you know, we have a great connection now. So it went well at the end.
Totally. And would you say that what makes a great birth worker? Is it the number of births you've been to, or the skills that you have, or what is it?
I think that believing in yourself, trusting yourself, you know, trusting your plan, trusting your process, like I spoke about in the motivational video, trusting yourself is all within yourself. You know, you're not competing against the next birth worker, the next doula, the next midwife. You're competing against yourself. And you are there for that woman in that present time. You know, so I think that is just believing in yourself. And you know, I can help another woman. I can help another birthing person, another birthing family. You know, I can have an impact on their life. I think that's the main thing. I don't think it's the skills you have. I don't think it's what you have in your doula bag. I can have a fan, a massage roller, a heating pad, and that's it, you know. But just having a listening ear, you know, just talking to the person and making them feel like they are a person, because when they get to the hospital, they don't always feel like that, you know. So I think just having that connection.
Totally. Oh my gosh. Yes. I'm like, more, go, preach. I'm remembering now when you said doula bag, the way that we ended up connecting on Instagram is because you had gotten a birth deck. And
yes,
you did a thing. We have a third edition coming out.
Yes, and I'm getting it because this is my go. I knew I should have had it. This is my go-to tool. I love it, and it's not only for the birth person, it's for me. The things on the back of them, you know, I read them and I learn. Even if I forget, you know, what is the real reason for a birth fall? It's the most easiest go-to tool. But some of us forget how to use it, the purpose, and some of us don't even know how to explain it, you know. So it's just a great resource. I love the birth deck.
That is really, really meaningful to me. Thank you so much. It's a lot. I mean, as you've gotten to know more and more and more about really the physiology of birth, and then like the like metaphysics and like spirituality of birth, there's so much that you could write about it. There's so much that you could say. There's so much that you want to say, right? I'm so passionate about it. Like I want to talk about it forever with everybody. But then to work with your clients and realize like, wow, yeah, that would be like drinking from a fire hose. Like it'd be too much, too soon, all at once, you know, because when the adrenaline hits, like our culture makes us so scared of birth. And so we have all this adrenaline when it happens. And so I feel like their brains kind of can short circuit, especially support partners who are just like, oh God, what do I do? Like it's happening, you know? And they kind of freeze. And so it's really helpful for me to get that feedback from you that it's like enough words, but maybe, and like simple enough that it translates to a client, not just to a birth worker.
Yeah. And I do want to say my favorite cards may have to be the meditation cards. I believe that's what it is. Because when I first got them, I threw them to the side. Everything else I threw the meditation to the side, but it's called mine. I think this is like kind of my go-to. I threw it to the side, but it's so much power in just asking the birthing person to close their eyes at the end of the meeting and read off of that card. You know, it's so empowering and it relaxes them. A lot of moms, they don't even like to meditate. They don't like affirmations. And then at the end, when they're getting closer to it, they're like, can I get the affirmations? Can you read this to me? And it's definitely soothing. And that has become my favorite part, because I don't think enough of us practice self-care and guided imagery and using the mind card. So it has grown on me.
I really, yeah, I totally hear that. I feel like the mind cards are definitely like the least like sexy of everything. Everything else, everyone's like massage. I mean, I don't actually mean like sexual, but like the least like attractive initially. Like they're sort of like not as like shiny as the rest of the deck where you're like, ooh, movement, because everyone talks about productive positions, but it's all about the mind. I actually am working on a book right now. Yes. Did I tell you that?
You mentioned it to me. I was going to ask you about it. So, okay. Just tell me a little bit of what
I'm just going to give you a little teaser because you're going to you're going to like totally geek out on it and love it. So it's the birth deck content plus so much more. So it's 144 pages and it's just all the things, but with more explanation and more insights into the physiology and the anatomy and why pain, why comfort techniques work. So like some foundational concepts about gate control theory and other things. And then we have a bunch of activities and exercises, and then like how to interview, how to find your right match in a doula with like interview questions. And, it's collaborative for the support partner. It doesn't matter if it's a doula or a friend, a sister, a boyfriend, or, a volunteer doula who's never been to a birth before. You guys can work on it together, or it can be with your partner. And it's just really, I'm really excited about it.
I'm excited for you. I always wanted to write since middle school, but I don't put the time in. I don't think it's something I should do. But people that write and are authors and things like that, I think it's beautiful. And I'm happy that you are putting that out. It takes a lot of time and dedication, and you're doing it. You're doing it, and that's the best thing about it. I can't wait to come out. I know it's gonna be great.
Thank you. And I'm 37, right? Yeah, I'm 30. I'm always like, to my husband, I'm like, am I 37 or 38? Because I like to be like, I'm basically 40. Like I'm always like aging myself up 5 years because that's normal. But I'm 37, and these things are the first things that I've ever done that are like published printed materials. So yeah, there's still time, babe. Don't you worry. You got a lot of time ahead of you to break out that word processor. Okay, well, so thank you for all of that reflection on the birth deck. It obviously makes me so giddy, and I love it. Tell me a little bit more about your education in the field of birth. You said that you did this training and you've gotten these births under your belt. And when we interviewed a doula a couple months ago, and we talked about, Jamie was talking about her path, and she did something similar to you, starting with a community support a community support network, basically, right? How was that education for you?
Like I said, the process took about a year. So I probably had to do training 10 days straight, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day. After the 10 days, then I had supplemental classes, breastfeeding classes, childbirth education classes, evidence-based birth classes, things like that. Continue getting my births, and then now I just put my packet together to submit, and it's out in the mail right now.
Incredible. Could you see yourself teaching those courses in the future?
I'm willing to train. I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to give back and train incoming doulas and things like that. I think that's okay.
You would be really good at it.
Oh,
yeah. You'd be really good at it. It's a good, it'd be a good supplement to your other doula work, because in nursing work, because you won't be on call for that. And so it's a nice skill to build now while you're young and you're like, I can do all the births. And then eventually you're going to maybe want to start a family, or maybe just not want to be on call all the time because you want to go on vacation sometimes. And to be able to have another skill set that's not on call is like a good thing to keep an eye on now, to supplement that.
Oh, sorry. The thing is just there's so much to do. It's so much to do. So it's like, I can't choose. I'm trying to stay consistent with 2 things, get that done, and then move on to the next. But it's endless options. And that's how it's always been for me, especially in the health field. That's why I was going back and forth with what I wanted to become and what I wanted to be, because there's so many options. It's not one direct path. So
when I remember my early 20s calling my mom and I just done massage school because I graduated from university and was like, oh, cool, sociology degree. And I did so much research on women's health and sociology. Like actually my whole thing's actually been really focused when I look back. But when I came out and then I got my massage credential and was like, how I want to do something with this that's not just putting my hands on bodies. Where am I going with this, right? And I started doing birth work and birth education, and I felt the same way. Like there's so many options. There's so much opportunity. And my mom actually said something to me that I found really helpful was she said, I really feel for your generation because you guys have so many options that in itself creates stress.
Yes, it's so stressful.
Isn't it so? And it's like our parents worked so hard for us to be able to have options, for us to know that we could go to school and get, credentials and get degrees and do whatever we want, like the dream, do whatever you want. And you're just like, but what do I want?
Yeah, it's stressful, and I'm learning to manage my stress because someone just told me recently, your head is so filled with your goals and everything you want to do. Just take an hour to yourself. Just listen to some music or just, but I'm always planning the next day. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to do this. Even though tomorrow isn't promised, it's like, okay, I got to do this. I knocked this out today. I got to do this. But I am learning to self-care and take an hour out of the day at least to just take time for myself because it's stressful. And stress kills.
Turns out, and you're entering a profession where that will become more and more imperative because you're entering two sort of tracks of the same field, which is ultimately care, like holistic care. And that is like caring for the whole person, right? So you will have to do that because you can only give as much as you're receiving. So yes. You've got to keep filling it back up because the worst thing is getting to the later years of your career and feeling resentful because you're just depleted,
Yes.
So you're really wise. Yeah, you're really wise. And I try to do the same thing. It's not easy. It's like the more complicated life gets, especially when you're like, I'm obsessed with my work and I have to stop and just take a minute and feed myself in other ways too, or else it can get overwhelming to have all my eggs in one basket.
I just want to say this. I think that we should take a deep breath right now because it's important. Inhale and exhale because I just feel so like, I don't know. It's important to breathe and teach moms to breathe. So I just think it's important. So just like one inhale. Great. Needed that. Okay.
So I know, especially because I can feel our energy being like both of us are like
yes, because we want to keep talking. It's just so interesting, but it's just like,
okay. Ground it down, baby. Ground it down. Okay. So we know what your education's been like in the field of birth. We know that you've worked in this community doula program. You've gotten your births through that program. You're starting your business when you get your certification, which your packet's in the mail right now. So we're bringing it to this present moment. In your nursing career, do you know what you want to focus on? Is it labor and delivery? What are you thinking?
So I actually want to become a certified nurse midwife / women's health nurse practitioner. It's a lot.
But it's a great combination.
Yes, because it opens more doors. So I think that you're gonna like this, what I'm about to say. I love when doors open because you have options. So if someone was to tell me, no, you don't have this interview, or no, you can't get this job, or you don't qualify for this, it's like, it's okay because I have all these options lined up, So even when it comes to applying jobs, I apply to one job, but even if you tell me no, I'm gonna apply. I already applied to multiple jobs, so you're not really gonna hurt my feelings, So doors opening gives you the opportunity to choose what you want to do versus someone choosing you and you just settling, So that's something I carry with me as well. But yeah, so I plan to do that. Sometimes I do just feel like this is a lot and I want to just settle with the RN and just the doula. But as long as I don't give up and I keep going, I will be able to pursue the dual degree of the nurse practitioner and the certified nurse midwife. There's only a few programs out there that will offer the two at the same time. Actually, the school that I attend now, Rutgers University, they have a program like that. So I don't know if I'm going back there though, but I do.
I know that University of Illinois at Chicago does as well. They offer that program, and it's a fantastic program with really wonderful, passionate administrators and faculty. So I know that for sure. And I forget where else. I mean, do you think you're going to do the accelerated program? Oh no, because you're doing your RN now, so that you can do it separately. You can pull them out, which is smart.
Yeah, I'm gonna take some time off just to work in the field as an RN, and I do want to go into labor and delivery, and then go back to school. It's like I've been in school since I was
Totally. And save up some money so that when you go through school next time, you can like be in a comfortable situation. You know what I mean? Where you can just sort of like be running your show, and have your practice on the side. And I just think I can see it now. I love the vision. I'm very excited about it. Do you think you're going to always work in hospitals, or will you do home birth too?
I think in New Jersey they have, it's a lot with nurse midwife and where they can practice stuff like that. I have to look more into it, but I definitely want to do home birth. Eventually, I want to not just go to moms' homes and things like that. I want to have my own office. I always dreamed of having like this building with self-care things, acupuncture, massage, doula things, pregnancy, just so nutrition, but that's so far from me. But maybe I can own my own birthing center. I don't know how far it's gonna take me, but it's a lot of work, and I know I can't do it on my own. You know, I have to get more people on my team. But yeah, I definitely don't want to only work in the hospital. I do want to do home births.
Awesome. Have you been to any home births yet?
I have not. I have not been to any home births yet, but I just see them on Instagram and just like, yes. And I want to have a home birth whenever I have a baby, but I have not attended any home births yet. So I'm looking to get that experience soon.
You should maybe put a call out if you haven't done this. Have you thought about putting a call out to some home birth midwives in your community? Let them know that you'd be available to their clients if they wanted somebody, and maybe in like a trade of like, I'll attend your birth, like to basically be able to be at home birth.
I would definitely reach out. I know, well, the community I'm from, we don't have a lot of midwives, but I definitely will look into reaching out and seeing, you know, what connections I can make and exploring the whole New Jersey almost just to see what we can do. But yeah, I think that's a good thing to do.
Yeah, and get some references from your doula clients who you've worked with so far, so that people feel like, okay, cool, like this person knows what's up. Because home birth is it's so different.
Yeah.
Really different vibes.
I'm hearing that.
Yeah. I mean, it's all, birth is birth. Birth is great. Birth is wild. Birth is life-changing and incredible for everyone in the room, you know? But yeah, home birth is it's like such a massively different experience, both as somebody who's had home births and has been a birth worker at home and hospital. You know, there's a big difference no matter which role you're in.
We actually have a birthing center here. I'm looking to go there sometime soon, you know, with COVID and everything going on. But I am looking to go there and get some experience and talk to some people there. So I'm on a path.
Yeah. And birth centers are such a great option for people who don't want to be giving birth in their homes. Like they have other like roommates or family living with them, or they live in close quarters, like next to people, you know? So especially in environments where maybe it's a little more urban, like literally people are just closer in, you know, birth centers are just such an incredible option, you know, to get that kind of woman-centered, family-centered care.
And then you have to educate your clients or your moms or your birthing person different ways. You know, the same way that you educate someone for a hospital birth is not the same that you educate for a home birth or birthing center. So that's
Totally agree. Kyy, you're just really awesome. Thank you for bringing your wisdom. You know, it's such an honor to speak to somebody who is so directed and so full of passion and determination, because those two things are completely unstoppable.
Yes.
You know? So you got this. All right, Kyy, where can we find you?
Currently you can find me on Facebook at Crowning Births, or on Instagram, which I'm mainly interactive with on Instagram, Crowning Births as well. And my website will be coming out soon, but I don't have one right this moment. But
do you know what your web address will be?
No, I actually have a twin sister who is working hard to get that out. So I just left that in her hands because I have so much other things going on to get this thing up and running. So, you know, I just left it to her. And when I'm actually having a photo shoot next weekend for my business, you know, because I don't want to always use other people's pictures. So I have my photo shoot coming up And then she was going to take some pictures from there and put it onto the website. So that's why it's not up and running yet. But no, I don't know the name yet.
It doesn't matter. And the good thing is that when this comes out, because when this comes out, maybe your website will just be launching or will already be out, and we will have the web address in the show notes.
Yes, thank you.
Awesome, Kyy. I hope you have a great afternoon. Thanks for joining us here today.
Thank you for having me. Bye.